Happy Virgo month, everyone. Happy Virgo month indeed. A big happy birthday, happy birthday to all the Virgos of this week. As you can tell from the sound of my voice, I'm a little busy right now. So, here's what happened. My friend fell asleep or whatever, and there's so many people in this instance. I can't say the name of the instance because I was only told to advertise it under certain circumstances, and this is not one of those streaming platforms where I can do it. If you know, you know, but don't say you got it from me. Like right now, I'm doing. Why they keep running? Why is it that every time I join I swear every time I join a public lobby or a group lobby, people don't say hi. They just run around like they have some high level forms of autism. I swear. Sorry, I don't get it. I really don't. But I should get it because I've worked with individuals like this at my IRL job. But anyway, I don't know. Like I wish I could show you all this. It's like it's insane. It's like I'm just right here, and it's just like, hold on. All right, I think this is the last person I'm gonna show because if I show any more, I it's just gonna be bad. Anyway, I'm gonna lag, and that's gonna lag my stream. Anyway, good time zone. This is your natural born hated Virgo speaking, and I am really trying my best not to go there, not to get to that place where I get frustrated. I'm really, really, really trying. Please understand. I just got over a science fiction. Well, I haven't fully got over. I still have amoxicillin to take care of, and I just been incredibly busy, 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 busy. And now I'm watching over an instance, even though I'm not an official mod. So it's a lot right now. But anyway, and plus I'm dealing with some lovely individuals, workers who are doing some housework. So I got that. I got to deal with Big Baby over here, my dog. Love you, beauty. And then of course I got to check. I got to check out for my mother when she gets back for her chemo. And a lot of you probably wonder how come you haven't crashed out yet. That's a good question. How come I haven't crashed out yet? Anyway, it's Virgo month. The Shinobi game is still amazing. I heard a lot of people enjoyed the Sonic Racing beta. Hold on a second. And lots of lots of fun events I've been hosting. So and lots of surprises. So everything's just going smoothly, very smoothly. Let's talk about caretaking. I want to talk about this because a lot of people do not understand. It's not easy. It can be tiring. It can be frustrating. It can make you want to swan tom your bomb yourself off of a 15, 20-foot ladder and just hope that you break bones and survive the next day. It can be emotionally draining. And it's not really your fault. It's just natural. When you have all this responsibility on you and you're just one person, it can be a lot. So also, SpongeBob confirmed for Sonic Racing. Let's go. Yes, that's what I've been waiting for. Completely irrelevant to what I'm talking about, but woo, SpongeBob, Sonic Racing, let's go. I think it has something to do with my latency. Or I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. I have no idea. Or maybe I'm talking ahead, and maybe you hear me from the past. I don't know, but woo, SpongeBob, yeah. Why are we talking about SpongeBob? I have no clue, but I sure hope that another character gets added to Sonic Racing Crossroads, a popular character that is I don't know, maybe the Fortnite default skin. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, caretaking. So, but yes, it's good to see you, Jesse, and thank you for that news about SpongeBob, and also SpongeBob is going to be having a new movie. No, Virgo. No. Will this matter in 5 minutes? No. Miku, yes. Huh? What? Oh, wait, what? No, for a second I thought I was. I didn't know what. I was so confused. I was like, wait, whoa, huh? Like, am I talking to myself? Am I talking to a mirror? Did I just get knocked into the void by Bruce Banner himself after he was done whooping the ass of Godzilla? I was so sometimes I when I talk on stream, I just like, and when I see like, no, you didn't do anything wrong, you're fine. It's just I was just like, wait, what? Huh? It just I had to slap myself. I had to slap myself just okay. You are alive. You got a pulse. You're not hallucinating. The doctor did not drug you up. It's just maybe you're not paying attention. So I thought to myself, okay, all right, maybe that's what happened. But no, you're fine. You're free to type in whatever you want. You're free to ignore me. It's okay. It happens to me all the time. It happens to me in VR chat. It happens to me sometimes at work. It happens to me even here in my own home. I could literally be like, my throat hurts, and they're like, oh, well, just do this. I'm like, can I at least explain why my throat hurts? It's fine. It's fine. Listen. Virgos deal with this all the time. It ain't no big deal. Heck, I'm in a VR instance right now, right? And ignored by everyone. It's okay, hun. It's okay. It's just the cross that we all have to bear. It's all right. We all got our own individual crosses. Other folks they can talk and everybody hears what they say, but with Virgos talk, it's like blah 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 blah. So I agree. Let's get to the point. Caretaker, and no, you're fine. You don't need to apologize. You're just being you. I had to laugh at that. No. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're okay. You're okay. I just had to laugh because I was just like, because you just gave me an idea for like a video where it's just like the moment that happens, I'm sent to another dimension. I'm like, oh, oh my God, I'm talking in another dimension. I'm talking in the year 2004. Wow, these folks in 2025. Huh, dang. Oh, not to us cancers. Yeah. I would never. No. You're fine. It's okay. It was just a miscommunication. You're okay. I just was like, okay, cool. So I hope you're okay. I hope you've eaten and all that fun and all that good stuff, and we're all good. Uh, maybe it's because I didn't have music playing. Maybe it's because I didn't music. But you know what? Since you mentioned Sonic Crossroads, shoot, let's get some Sonic Crossroads music playing. But hun, I get ignored all the time. It's okay. I ain't saying you. It's okay. Happiness when I was young. Happened when I was a kid. I remember one time I was ignored when I was talking about when I was eating. What was it? Like like soup or whatever. You know, it's all good, but it's all good in the hood. Ain't nobody fretting. My homie told me that he was gonna get the game, the Sonic Racing Crossroads. So if he does, cool. If not, it is what it is. I mean, $70. So we ain't got it like that, Chief. We ain't roll around dough like that. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to get the music. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my vodka orange juice. Oh, your vodka orange juice? Oh my goodness. Vodka and orange juice? That's an interesting combination. Shoo. Must taste pretty good, man. My ears have been pretty sensitive lately, so I like listening to music, but I just can't listen to music a lot. There we go. We got Sonic Racing Crossroads music. This is great. I'm doing this. I'm doing my other two streams. I'm moderating an instance, even though I'm not a moderator, but I'm doing this for a friend. I'm dealing with a bunch of folks with high functioning autism and ADHD, so that's awesome. Nice, nice shit. So no disrespect, you know. Love those with autism, ADHD. It's good stuff. It's just and trust me, yeah, it is what it is. Nintendo money hungry like these terrorists. Oh yeah, the terrorists all over the world. Canada giving us terrorists, just terrorists everywhere. So it's fine. And it took this one person, I'm not joking, a literal 25 minutes to recognize that I was sitting here in the middle of. I don't understand society fully, and that's okay. Because if I did, then like be one. Right, caretaking. So you probably think to yourself, why are you acting like this? Well, caretaking. When you're a caretaker, you feel like you have to. It feels like you're holding on so much weight. And the one thing you don't want to do to that person is make them feel bad. You just literally are just like, hey, I got it. You know, give me all your weight and you rest. And caretakers, they do that naturally because they just want to make sure that people are okay. Unfortunately, it can drain the caretaker a lot quickly when doing that instead of helping that particular person to carry on a little bit, not too much. So number one, it could be mentally draining. Mentally draining because you feel like, how long is this gonna last? Am I gonna do this forever? You know, how much more is gonna be added on to me? So it's just and so it's like, well, is this my fate now? These are the type of questions that you have to ask yourself. And it's just, and it's nothing to listen. Caretaking is not depressing. It just makes you think. It's just one of those moments where you're just like, huh, you know. And then when you try to talk to people about it, you talk to your friends about it, you get the same old, oh, just hang in there, be strong, you know, you know, and of course with the religious folks, God got you, and it's great. You hear all that, it's great and motivate, but deep down, you're just like, if only you knew. Like you don't want to be rude, but you just want to say, if only you knew what it's like to hold on to all this weight. I know the first Joker movie gave a good example with his mom. Yeah, it's just you're just it just constantly weighs you down, and it's like no matter how much you take care of yourself, you work out, doesn't matter how much quote unquote somewhat freedom that you have mentally, and especially for Virgo, you feel like it just weighs in on you in a way because again, Virgos and just good people in general, regardless of their Virgo or not, they feel that. They know if they did something wrong and they'll try to fix it, especially with those that are fighting cancer because they want to make sure that that person heals properly and that they have the best days, even if it means they have the worst days. I've had moments where my mother went off on me, and then she apologized to me. Oh, I just had it out of moment experience, and she looks at me like, "Why don't you say anything to me? Why you just let me just do that?" Because we're just like, we get it, we understand. I have my mother cry to me a few times, stuff I haven't seen before. There will be times where she will quickly like run to her room when I would say, "Hey, I'm just busy at the moment. Can you just give me like a few?" And it's just like all of that. It really just it over time. It just kind of messes with you because at first you're fine, then the next moment it's like, well, who do I talk to? Who do I lean on? Like, and if I even dare ask, like, hey, could someone spare me a $5, just for groceries? Because I'll take care of the rest. That Virgo feels so bad and feels so ashamed of themselves because they feel like if I can't even take care of my own family, then what good am I to this world? That's how a caretaker thinks. Not all caretakers are like that, but some caretakers think that way. So, but I can happily say that I have support from my job. I have support from, even the hospital. The nurses are very nice to my mother. She's at the hospital getting chemo as we speak. So for the next 2 days, she's just going to be out of it. So she's pretty much sensitive to noise. So I have to pretty much be quiet and all that. And just, it is what it is. It's just that sacrifice that I make. And I have to think about it like this. Hey, she's made a lot of sacrifice for me. So, all right. I think you get it. I think you get it. I'm just talking too much. So, it's just... I just want to get this out because I really have no one really to talk to about this without them figuring, oh, you're just complaining. You're just being a crybaby. It's just like, well, who do I go to about this? That's just how I look at it. Plus, I'm fighting. Plus, I dealt with so much that I end up getting sick. So now I got to deal with that. I have to deal with, trying to produce content, and of course, spread awareness. Hey, if anyone can donate to the GoFundMe, please do so. I don't care if it's $1, I don't care if it's $5, it all helps. And all while doing that, the Virgo just feels more and more terrible because they feel like they can do it themselves. It can drain you physically. This is only if you're not taking care of yourself. So physically, the best method to do it is just set a boundary, exercise, workouts. So like for instance, I lift weights. I during my streams, you'll see me like doing a lot of martial arts. I do a lot of move around with cleaning. If I can't go outside because it's too hot, too cold, I'll get on the treadmill. I miss getting on the treadmill because again, the doctor needs me to rest more. And I try to relax by reading and doing everything I can. Of course, playing video games. And that's just what I usually do. Being a caretaker can drain you emotionally. If you don't have like an outlet after all that you've done to take care of yourself, you'll deal with crying spells. You'll deal with having moments where you yell. I've dealt with that. I had a moment where I was like, this is becoming too much. Like, I literally screamed that last night before I went to bed. Like, no tear in my eye, just that. And I've been strong for like a month plus dealing with this. And it's just like, this is becoming too much, Like, how it feels where you just have not just your own mother, but you have people, VR people, and real life people at your job. They're just pulling at you, and you just hoping that something of you just rips and breaks so they realize that's too much. And even when boundaries are set, people find ways around set boundaries. So the emotional part, it's very slow, but it's not bad, I've learned a technique where I just take a deep breath and then I just slowly exhale. And I do this when I deal with rude people, at my job, at VR, You know, I deal with people that like constantly ignore me or constantly make me feel like I'm a ghost. I take that deep breath and I ask myself, will this rudeness matter in 5 minutes, 1 hour? Will I remember this person? I have to ask myself these questions. And when I do, I snap back to reality. I ground myself. And then before you know, I get back to what I was doing. So, and it's like, I get really, I'm starting to feel really ashamed and tired of constantly keep telling people, you know, look, um, it's like, look, I, I'm dealing with some stuff right now. It's just, but yeah. But all in all, I'm good. I just want to let people know that if you are feeling this way, especially a Virgo or not, I hear you. Lucky for you, lucky for you, I'm gonna tell you the positives of being a caretaker. Oh, there's a lot of positives. A lot of positives. So remember when I said that it could be all those things? It can also be a motivator. So let's go back. It can be mentally invigorating. See, at this time when you're dealing with someone that's sick, and hang on, I'll make sure to read your comments in just a moment. So at the moments, right, where it just feels like, oh my goodness, it's just all terrible, it's just all bad, it's just all blah, 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 blah. But you can have moments where you're just like, wow, this is a motivator for me to get healthier. This is a motivator for me to learn more about exercise. This is a motivator for me to, read up on this. It's a motivator for me to, think of ways to connect more, with my family, reach out to family members and stuff. So in the midst of it being mentally draining, which to me is very minimal, I can expand upon that and look up other methods and ways, and use this as a way to like, oh, okay, well, I know this, I looked up this person, and and they talked about their experience, how they dealt with it, and their dreams. And so it's just a way of like learning more about it and just getting to connect more. And usually you don't know a person when they're like super vulnerable until they're at their absolute worst. And this is the most vulnerable I've seen my mother. And there are times where I have to remind myself, she's vulnerable. Chill out, relax, calm down, breathe. Don't get frustrated. Don't take what she says to heart. And then each day it gets easier and easier and easier. Emotionally, I can use this as an emotional motivator where, I can motivate her and she motivates me. And we can send each other funny videos, and we can give each other book recommendations, because just because someone has cancer doesn't mean that they can't do anything. Heck, I even seek sometimes a little bit of extra motivation from this generation. Like, I'm in this VR instance and I'm just seeing people just act in ways that are really fascinating and different. And sometimes I'm just like, is this real? Like, the way how people act on this app. But it's interesting sometimes where I just take that deep breath and see something that's completely different from what I see, outside what I've researched, outside what I experienced in the past. And it's just like, it gives me that sense of there is something more than hope. There is that sense where people can still live through things, live through circumstances, if they just take that moment to breathe and really just enjoy the moment. So, and the physical part, I already gave y'all the tips. You just got to exercise more. Just tell yourself every day, I'm going to get up at this time and do this. Doesn't matter how I feel. I don't care if I'm angry, good. That just means I just work out more. And if I'm happy, well, cool. I can take it easy. Try getting a bowl filled with your bathroom sink with water and add ice in the freezer. If you don't have a maker so it won't cost money, hold your breath and submerge your face for 50 seconds and rise. Breathe it will help to start the day. Bowl, use the bathroom sink. Nice. Nice. So, yeah. And honestly, just getting that out my system, I feel a lot better. Part of me feels a little bad, but I had to do it because number one, I'm human. You know, I deserve to talk about things, outside just games and what usually streamers do. I'm allowed to have a little vent every now and then. I call it Virgo circle. I'm allowed to have that. I'm a human. I shouldn't just be allowed to hold how I feel in, you know. And I didn't. I've been doing a lot better expressing, how I feel, and it's getting a lot better. And it's been helping me out a lot. So, and I've been telling certain people like, hey, I understand you want to talk to me about your issues and stuff, but I really don't want to hear it right now. There are times where I literally have to say like, I really just don't want to hear it right now. And if you find that rude, that's fine. But I'm met with a lot. Like there's someone that constantly keeps messaging me because they need financial help, and I'm literally just, um, I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna bother because I have helped them before. I don't really owe them anything. I've done everything that I could. I can't get them out of that situation. I'm just not worried about it anymore. I'm really not. So they can message me over and over and over again, but I have no money. The money that I do have, it has to go to my mother, and and for food, because if I help them out, I'm gonna be in a situation where I'm gonna be out on the street. So there are those moments where things just move so fast, and it's just, you're just like, is this actually happening? So that's why I tell people like, breathe. You have to do grounding techniques. You have to do grounding techniques. Speaking of which, hey homie, how's it going? Yeah. I'm good. I just I pretty much finished all what I want to say. Mother's doing good. I'm good. You know, let me get your name here. Jesse Prime gave me some good tips. Uh, you feel sorry for and everything? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Um, it's just I got it's just a lot going on, but and it's all good. I did try the Sonic Crossroads Racing, and also Jesse, thank you for interrupting when I was talking, because guess what? Um, Another mental technique to do is distract yourself. So let's talk about Sonic Crossroads. Let's just, the caretaking part, that's done. That's done. Feel free to state your experience in the comments. But now we're going to talk about Sonic Crossroads. I like it. It feels like a combination of all the three Sonic games that I like. Sonic Racing Transform will forever be my all-time favorite. I like this game. I just kind of wish that there was a way to make the cars a little bit faster by default. I understand you could upgrade and make them. I just kind of wish there was like a a mode where it's just, you know I don't know, fastest fuck mode. I know they can't call it that because kiddies and teens, but I wish there was a mode where it's just you automatically go super fast. Because here's the thing, the issue that I have with racing games, it's the speed. I always want to play a racing game where it's just nothing but speed. You know, I want to have speed in my game, my racing games. And if I play a racing game and I don't feel that adrenaline speed, I get bored of it. So, homie, if you do happen to get that game, awesome. I'll make sure if it's in my budget, I'll get a game for you in the future around Christmas time. Um, so yeah, definitely go ahead and put that in your budget. You do that, I'll make sure to get some for you. Um, I do have the new Shinobi game and that new other beat 'em up game that I need to beat. So, you know, yeah. And I'm glad that your family's doing good. I'm glad you're doing a lot better, bro. Prayers have been sent to you and your whole family. So, yeah. Uh, honestly, Steve is confirmed. No way, for real, for real. Oh hell yeah, we got Steve. We got Steve. We got Steve. That's crazy. We got Steve. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know who else they're gonna add. I think they're probably just gonna add like a Street Fighter character. If I'm gonna be dead ass, I think they're just gonna add like a fighting game character, like I don't know, like Ryu or someone from Virtual Fighter. Or well, actually, no, they already done that. They'll probably add like a fighting game character or something. I don't know. And maybe Nintendo will have their own little exclusive characters to pretty much help boost the sales of the Switch. All Tony's and Aang's The Last Airbender, TMNT. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. You know. But they already have a Nickelodeon character. I mean, if they add a wrestling character, they need to add John Cena. I'm just going to be real with you right now. If they need to add a wrestling character, they need to add Roman Reigns or John Cena. Because that would be so funny just racing around. And as you like passing through the other races, you're like, you can't see me. that actually would work. That would actually be pretty funny. He's like, you can't see me. Oh my god. And that could be like one of the specials. You know, like just someone just picking up like the person while they're driving. And attitude just that would go crazy. That would go crazy, honestly. that would go insane. I'll be like, hey, yo, John Cena just hit the AA on Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my god. They asked that they had that Babe Money and the purple guy from Osei game. He'll find this game. I hope they add Shinobi, like Joe Musashi. Joe Sushi. Joe Musashi. Oh my goodness, my tongue. Joe Musashi. There. I hope they add Joe Musashi in the game as well. But honestly, truthfully, the only character I care about in that game is Jet the Hawk. Let me explain my reason. Jet the Hawk is one of the most underrated Sonic characters in history, okay? He's one of those characters that honestly needed more time to cook when it came to the development process and the story. I want to know more about Jet the Hawk. He is one of the coolest characters I've seen. Dare I say, probably my all-time favorite character next to Shadow the Hedgehog. And I love all the Sonic characters, okay? Even from the Archie comic series. My favorite version of Dr. Eggman is the Boom version. Freaking love that version of Dr. Eggman. Because he's less of a douchebag. But yeah, I when I heard that Jet was in that game and his whole crew, I was like, fuck yes, let's go. Hell yes, let's go. Frick yes. I know you didn't just take my chat with that cursed name, adding Sonic.exe into into Sonic Grind. Oh my god! If they did that, no, just no, 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 no. As a skin, yes. With the voice acting of Jim Carrey, yes. But I mean, like, how dare you? How dare you type in Sonic.exe in my chat? Oh, that's funny. That's absolutely funny. Oh my goodness. You funny, Jesse. I wish I could pin that comment. I wish I could pin that just for the lulz, but I can't, but I would, honestly, if I could. That was funny. That was funny. And I had to do it. I literally had to hit you with that, get out! Because I was like, oh, hell no. Ain't no way. You put Sonic.exe. Considering the fact, right, that, I'm trying to think, that Sega actually now has an interest in making Sonic.exe canon. I mean, sure, if you want. I have to change the title now because now it's that and Sonic Crossroads stuff. I've been around to see all the forms of Sonic. There are so many .sonic.exe versions that in the group that I'm in, there is a literal no Sonic the Hedgehog avatars in my group. I see that shit. You getting kicked. Literally was like, I don't want to see none of that shit in my VR group. I don't want to see none of that Sonic.exe bullshit. Oh, she a trip. She a trip. Sega want to be rated R now. Honestly, it could work. I wouldn't mind seeing a rated R Sonic like short or whatnot. I feel like it could work, but they have to understand a few things. Actually, a couple things. Number one, their fandom. Their fandom is mostly comprised of those that are young and those that have been around for quite some time, you know. So it's okay, but I feel like they shouldn't have to go all full blown Deadpool and full blown, you know, Mad World. You get what I'm saying? It literally should just be a balance, you know. And they have to be careful with how much they do this, you know, with how much blood and gore. If they're gonna make it rated R, they should really just focus more on the suggestive side versus more on just you know, anything else. You get what I'm saying? Because if they are constantly so focused on, if they're just so focused on just trying to make it like rated R for the sake of rated R because of what the fans are doing, it's not going to do so well. Fans love Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog is just probably one of the best video game characters next to Mario and next to what other video game characters are there? You know, fighting game characters and whatnot. It's just when I think about best, I think about characters that are lucrative and make a lot of money, not based off of I like this character because I like it. Sorry, but stockholders don't care about that. They don't care about it made a lot of money. Sorry, it has a big popular fan base. Has it made a lot of money is the question. You know, that's just pretty much all they care about, because if it makes a lot of money, then, you know, I think you catch my drift. So, yeah. Shin Sonic will blind the kids, bro. He's about as bad as Sonic.exe. True. I mean, again, I really just want a Sonic game that only focuses on Sonic and no one else. Well, they did that before with Sonic the Hedgehog. So you want another Sonic the Hedgehog? Yes, I do. I want another Sonic the Hedgehog with all the mechanics combined from all the games, because a lot of the mechanics in the Sonic games are absolutely phenomenal and amazing. Imagine just a Sonic only game with an actual intuitive storyline where it just focuses on him and him alone, as he pretty much learns to, you know, work his way up, earn his powers, and then of course, you know, has more villains than just Dr. Eggman, and then actually work his way to like earning the friendship of Tails and Knuckles. And they really want to push Amy and Sonic, build that up. And then, of course, with the other friends, they could be like side characters. Because the problem with the Sonic, you know, whole, storylines is that they're all based off of multiple timelines. It's a clusterfuck. I'm gonna be real with you. You got this version of Sonic from Sonic Adventure, this version of Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3 CD. You got this version of Sonic for Sonic Adventure, this version of Sonic from I'm trying to think. Technically, Sonic Heroes is pretty much after Sonic Adventure 2. Apparently, I guess. The same with Sonic 06. They're pretty much all in the Adventure verse. There's so many different versions of Sonic that it's mind blowing. The Sonic Boom, the Sonic TV series. I mean, I feel like what we need is, a game where Sonic meets all of these different versions of himself, learn like the skills and everything. I feel like that would be a better game, in my opinion. We learn more about the Sonic Boom verse. We learn more about the Sonic Archie Comics verse. And they can release the chapters as DLC, and some of that DLC proceeds can go to a charity to help promote autism awareness, and of course remind a certain administration cough that it's not a disease, that it's just something that needs to be made fully aware of and to be diagnosed correctly, but it is not something for people to be ashamed of. You want to know why autistic individuals make fun of other autistic individuals? Because they can relate to one another. It's not in a way of like, oh, they're making fun of me. No, it's just kind of another way how they communicate. There's tons of videos about the link with Sonic and autism, and hell, I even see it with the furry community. Like that link, and it's a beautiful thing. It's nothing bad about it. It's just something you have to sit down and observe and just be like, oh, okay, this is nice. But Sega will be Sega, and they are in their they are in their zone right now, so I ain't gonna, interfere with that. If it works, I'm gonna leave it alone. But that's just my suggestion. I personally want a Sonic game where it just doesn't focus on the other characters. Because let me say this, and a lot of people are not gonna like what I say. Sonic is the only character that is not fully developed, background lore-wise. Amy, Knuckles, all of them all have like some type of lore that you can go off of. What is Sonic's true backstory? You get what I'm saying? It's like, what's this? What's the story? Like, why is it that he's really fighting Eggman? Like, why is it that Eggman has like this, hate rage boner against Sonic? It's never really fully explained. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hey Jeremy, how's it going? I'm back. Moderating an instance, dealing with a bunch of folks I do not know except for 3 and 4. Doing a stream. Literally at the you know, just fun stuff. She made this a group public. Okay, never mind. Anywho, I got like a few more moments and then I'll conclude it. But yeah, but going back to what I was saying, like, what is really the backstory of Sonic? Amy always had Yandere Sonic multiverse. And there are some universes of Amy where she's actually pretty chill. She's not, you know, she's not a Yandere. She's more like obsessive, and in some cases just more love driven. But Yandere is not even close. It just depends on the particular version of, you know, well, you know, of the Sonic. But yeah, I just feel like Sonic is just not a well-developed character. And I can even say the same for Mario. Like, yeah, they have their powers and they have their little adventures here and there, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I don't really know them. Do you? I know Link. I know Samus. I know Star Fox and Star Wolf. I know the Pokemon. Heck, I even know about the Pokemon themselves. I don't need to know their backstory, but I know them. I don't know really a lot about Sonic and Mario. They just, to me, I feel like they succeeded by accident. Does that make sense? Their success was through accident. Like, here's a cool character. Ooh, they look awesome. And that was it. Like, that was it. Like, I played the games I enjoyed, but me personally, I'm just like, I don't really know them. Like, in all, I don't owe them. I know they're friends, but I don't know them. Like, what is it that they truly represent? Are they hero or are they anti-hero? Like, it was never really established. I know, like, the creators are like, oh, well, you know, pretty much based off of how you see it, and just, you know, that's cute and all, but it's like, I think it's just time. I think it's time for these two guys to have like their own established story. Again, you know, this is probably me. You know? I could just be losing my marbles here, but that's just how I personally see it. You know, I just personally see it like these characters, they need to be fleshed out just a little bit more. Through the multiverse. Also, on messages I haven't seen in a while, so. Okay, I'll be back. You type kind of faster, but it's someone who's behind a desktop at work. Oh yeah, I have to type like 90 to 100 words, sometimes even more each day, because you just have no idea. Like if I could show you like how many people are in this instance right now, it's insane. I'm like, oh my god, there's so many people. Let me see how many people are in this instance alone. There are 19 people here. That's crazy. I would make a joke about this, but I can't because I'm in an SFW stream. So now this is what I gotta do. I gotta I gotta stop what I'm doing in 6 minutes. I gotta get on VR chat under in full body, and I gotta do mod work. Even though I'm not even a mod. I'm not even a mod, and I gotta do this. Because somebody thought it'd be a funny idea to, lol, hurt, lol. Let me just open up an instance because nobody shows up anyway, and make it group public and have over almost 20, 30 people in here. Bruv. Bruv. Is all I can say is just bruv. But yeah, anyway. It's got so much going on right now. That's just my suggestion. But the only characters I truly care about Sonic Crossroads is Jet the Hulk. I'm sorry. I know that ain't nice to say. Like, what do you mean you only care about that? I only care about Jet the Hulk. You got my boy Jet in there. I'm sold. I'm sold because I ain't really worried about the other characters. They're a nice touch, but me, I'm just like, I mean, listen, y'all have what y'all want to have, but you got the one character that I care about, and that is they got Patrick in the game too. What? So these are free post-launch characters. But okay. Yeah, the post-launch characters make sense. Okay, so they have post-launch characters and they have the main cast. I'm not even gonna complain. I'm not even gonna say anything about the roster because the roster actually makes sense. But they got my boy Jet, so that's all that matters. It's interesting because Silver's a Virgo too. You would think that I would like him. You could play as the Werehog as a pre-order bonus. So I'm not really feeling the roster, but I do like the fact that there's a. Oh, you even got Sonic Prime characters? What? Nine Dread and Rusty Rose. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone missing? There's obviously not someone missing. You know, certain characters that were in Sonic Mania. You know, they're not missing, right? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a shame if I find out that there's certain characters that are missing in a $70 game, you know? You know, you charge you $70 and you're missing characters. That's it's not really cash money, you know what I mean? But yeah, I gotta conclude streaming, and I gotta do mod work. It's just like what that one guy said from what was it? Rick and Morty. Existence is pain. Existence is pain. Has his arms out and everybody's like I love that meme so much. I love that meme so much. But which character y'all gonna play as? And when this game comes out. Existence is pain. Me seeks. This. I want this as a sticker. No, I want this one. No, here's this one. This one. I want this one. I want this one right here. Existence is pain. Existence is pain. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you're right. It's an hour. All right. I have to go. I gotta take care of my mother and whatnot, my dog, and I gotta, and all that fun stuff. So much appreciation, gratitude, and yeah. So being a caretaker, it has its cons, but it has a lot of pros based on how you look at it. And Sonic Crossroads feels like a combination of all three games, which is good. Not really feeling the roster, but Jet the Hog's there, so it's cool. And Existence is pain. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have to do mod work too in VR because I'm not a mod, but I'm a promoter of this group. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for being patient with me. I'll make some more tea and wish me luck. I can't take a nap. Not your more hated Virgo speaking. I can't take a nap.